So today let's discuss about an overview of analytics. Now people mostly confuse the term analytics and analysis. So let us first understand what is the difference and if there's a difference at all. So although used commonly, both these terms have different meanings in respect of their applications. So for example, when we say we have done an analysis, so analysis can be done on any kind of data. It could be a data that you have gathered from a secondary database like Google. It could be an analysis on the news reports. It could be many things. It could be basically an analysis of the weather. So how analytics is different from analytics is mostly in terms of the tools and techniques that it uses. So analysis is more like a broader concept or an umbrella term, whereas analytics is more about the approach where you use scientific tools and techniques. It could be including statistics, concepts from marketing, different programming languages like Python, R, SAS, SQL, database management languages. It could be Java, C, and all of these business intelligence tools or statistical tools and techniques, when used together, that field of study is what we call as analytics. Now often it's confusion whether analytics is an arts subject or a science. So this again depends on the perspective. So what I feel is that analytics is a combination of both. You use scientific methods to approach a solution. So for example, if you take a sample of 50 observations. So let us take this example. So imagine that you are looking at a class of 50 students in a particular state, in a particular school, and what you are trying to analyze is what is the average height of class 10 students in general. So you can look at the height of class 10 students in a particular school or in a particular region and come up with an estimate of which is more generalized, that the average height of or maybe the average age or height, whichever you take, for example, of class 10 students is around 5 feet. But to approach this solution, what is the method that you have taken? Obviously, it is more reliable if you use a scientific method. Now, coming to scientific method, there are different schools of thoughts. There are different approaches by which you can think about which method to use in which case. So the understanding or the concept of deciding about which method or which technique to use in different scenarios makes this subject fall into the art stream. Let us now look at some of the industry applications of analytics. Analytics can be used in any domain. It's being used to study satellite images. It's being used to study oceanography, a lot of different things. In fact, in the medical field, everywhere you have the application of analytics. So mostly in a retail context, you can think about solutions where you are doing a segmentation analysis, for example. So in this case, what you generally do is you try to understand the different kinds of customers that's buying from your store. Why this is important is because you really cannot study each and every customer's behavior or attitude towards purchasing, whether it be online or offline. That's a very micro study, and it's not really possible in the age of digitalization where you have loads of data flooding across the internet. So definitely creating groups of similar customers who have something similar in terms of trade gives a lot of insight to retailers and people in the business. So this kind of a study falls under segmentation analysis. You could segment customers, you could segment stores based on their geographic locations, you could segment customers based on their ethnicity, their income level, their demographic information, and lot of such things. So this gives a lot of power to retailers. One other application of analytics you could think about is a fraud detection scenario, where you want to understand who are the customers who are most likely to do a transaction which is a fraud. So to understand this, again, there's a scientific approach that you need to take. There would be rule-based scenarios, for example, where if on a certain day or a specific time period you see there's a huge volume of transaction that somebody does from the bank, so that could be a potentially fraud transaction. And there could be multiple other ways of understanding if a customer is going through a fraud transaction, and based on that, immediately there could be an early warning system which would signal that there's a fraud that's probably happening. Market mix is another field of application of analytics, where mostly so generally we call this media mix. You are aware of the different kinds of television advertisements or advertisements through different kind of promotional media. It could be magazines, it could be circulars or newspapers. So the idea of this is to generate GRPs and TRPs, so that it reaches a target number of audience, and the overall objective is to maximize profit or maximize sales. So an understanding of where to invest how much, or which are the media channels through which certain amount of budget could be allocated, is again a study of media mix analysis. And there are different kinds of tools and techniques that one can use to study this. Optimization is a much broader concept, and it's something which is very relevant in our everyday life as well. So in simple terms, when you do optimization, you are trying to either maximize or minimize something, an objective function which we call. So it could be you're trying to maximize sales, or it could be that you are trying to minimize your costs or losses. So that falls under the study of optimization, and this is a broader objective of almost any business. So optimization is something so fundamental to everybody. Now the most important thing that we answered in analytics is what, when, why, how, and what now. So depending on these questions, we have a variety of scenarios. So basically imagine that the sales of a company has dipped in Q4 of 2019. So what has happened is the sales has declined. When has it happened? It has happened in Q4 of 2019. Now the analysis part starts from addressing the questions, why has it happened. So if you were to analyze why it has happened, you could take a lot of different approaches. You could study about the company, whether there's a managerial change, whether the CEO has stepped down, whether some of the ventures has not profitable. So you could do complete secondary research on that, or you could collect some primary data from some sources or secondary data from some sources and come up with an analysis. So but the power of analytics comes mostly in the last two questions that we address. So that includes how has this happened. So this includes a deeper dive into the actual problem, and that's only possible when you go deeper into the data. Now to go deeper into the data, you definitely need some advanced and smarter tools and technologies. That's the power of either programming that you use, the concept of statistics that you can use, the mathematical models, statistical models. So there are different types of ways in which you can deep dive into these cases and understand how this has happened. Now, if we have an understanding of how a particular situation has happened, the next obvious question which comes up is what now, or how can we avoid this kind of a situation in future? What's the plan, right? So these are the different kinds of analytics that these are the different kinds of questions that basically analytics answers, and this is the crucial need for analytics. So hope that clarifies some of the commonly misunderstood terms. If you have any comments, or you haven't clearly understood any of these sections, so please reach out to me in the comment section below. And if you have liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more updates and more videos. Thank you.